Well, hey, Sharon and Steve, yeah, the Dukes are really excited to be at home. Find out more about the bid that JMU placed to be here in the playoffs, their first playoff appearance since 2011. Chris Thurman, the head coach of the Blue Streaks, says don't expect another anomaly season like last year at a 2-8 record. Remember, this is a team that was in the state final game in 2011. Now, the same turf that's on the baseball field here at JMU is going on the softball field right now as we speak, and when they're complete, it will be one of only 6 softball facilities in the country to have a turf playing surface. Well, Sports Network announced today that JMU football players Earl Watford and Stephon Robertson are All-Americans. Make no mistake, the James Madison University Dukes want to move to the FBS level, but school administrators have always stopped short of saying that. The Harrisonburg High School girls basketball team has been without a head coach since the summer when Morgan Johnson left to take an administrative position in Appomattox County. And now, with only a week away until their first tip-off, it's been up to the seniors to lead the team. And for today's game, it's a rivalry because it's such a big game from James Madison. It decides their playoff fate. So JMU softball Dukes very excited for the energy that Coach Mickey Dean is bringing into the program now, breathing new life into it. But obviously there's a few nerves in there. Never know what to expect with a new coach after all. However, Coach Dean says it's very simple of what his expectations are, and that is to win championships. After leading the Radford Highlanders to a 241 and 116 record over the last 6 seasons, Mickey Dean has turned his sights to making the JMU Dukes into a championship caliber team.
We have to get out of that mindset of we're a mid-major or we need to stay in our place or anything like that. I believe that this can be a program that can be a top 25 program.
When Coach Katie Flynn's contract was not renewed this summer, Dean was hired at the end of July and has already made sweeping changes in players' mindsets.
We feel like we're making advancements and getting better, so they're good adjustments that we're making. There are a lot of them, though.
Dean is a native of Rockingham County. He grew up in Elkton and graduated from Spotswood High School. He says being back in the Valley makes him closer to family again, but there's a big softball advantage, too.
I have familiarity with the kids in the community, so recruiting-wise, we want to make sure that our back door is a base for us, and that's something we're going to really work hard on.
Despite having his eye on the future, Dean is constantly looking at the team he has on the field today and how they can all transition smoothly to the new game plan.
It's always a learning process, and it's not just on their side. I need to learn as well about them. It can't just be about Mickey Dean. It's got to be about JMU.
And that's all this offseason has been about as the team readies itself for spring. So JMU softball Dukes very excited for the energy that Coach Mickey Dean is bringing into the program now, breathing new life into it. But obviously there's a few nerves in there. Never know what to expect with a new coach after all. However, Coach Dean says it's very simple of what his expectations are, and that is to win championships. In Harrisonburg, I'm Taylor Mickelberry, Madison. James Madison University has fired head football coach Mickey Matthews after 15 seasons with the Dukes. Matthews finishes his tenure with a 109-71 record. JMU lost to Towson on Saturday 28-17 to finish this season at 6-6. It's the Dukes' 3rd win season in 5 years. Matthews led JMU through its heyday, winning a national title in 2004, beating FBS opponent Virginia Tech in 2010, and the expansion of Bridgeport Stadium to 25,000 seats in 2011. But the Dukes have now missed the playoffs for the 4th time in 5 years, and that was enough for Athletic Director Jeff Bourne to make the decision to part with Matthews this morning. Bourne said in a statement this morning, "I want to thank Coach Matthews for his leadership of our football program and the many contributions he made to the university, our athletics program, and specifically our football team over the past 15 years. With today's announcement, I am also beginning an immediate national search to identify the ideal person to lead our program. We have everything in place, including outstanding facilities, resources, and support operations to regularly compete for a conference championship and postseason play." Matthews had 1 year remaining on his contract. According to Bourne, that contract will be bought out using, quote, private funds. And even with the coaching change, the show must go on for the other coaching staffs at JMU, but Kenny Brooks and Matt Brady did take a moment to speak out on Matthews' dismissal this morning at the Monday press conference.
Mickey's been a dear friend of mine. Mickey's been an inspiration to me. He's a proud supporter of women's basketball. So travel with Mickey a lot on the road doing the spring tours and whatnot, and I know Mickey very well. And, my heart goes out to him and to his program because I think that he gave everything that he could to this program, to this university, and I appreciate it.
I am really fond of Mickey and his family. They've been great to my family and myself, and I'm really disappointed that it didn't work out. He's a great person. It's a great family. And my heart goes out to Mickey, his wife, his family, and I wish nothing for them but success and happiness.
And meanwhile, the football program has some good news to fall back on today. Senior Stephon Robertson was named the Dudley Award winner. The Dudley Award is given to the best Division I football player in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Robertson was a finalist last year, but lost to Old Dominion's quarterback Taylor Heineke, who was this year's runner-up. Robertson finished this season with 141 tackles and 5 sacks. Robertson is the second Duke to win the award. Quarterback Rodney Landers won the Dudley in 2008. The JMU men's basketball team is only playing 2 non-conference games at home this season, and one of those games was last night against Detroit. We start in the first half. Andre Semenoff in his second game back from an ankle injury. Injury took him all the way out for last season. There he is in the corner with the 3. At this point, JMU leading 9-3. Later in the half, stolen away by Ron Curry, who gets it up ahead. Fast break for Cook, and he finishes nicely. JMU up 30-28 at the half. Danville, Virginia native Gerard Williams, a member of the Detroit basketball team. He's back in his home state, and he hits the 3, and Detroit takes over the lead. They're up 48-40 at this point, and Williams finished with 11. Cook would try and close the gap late in the second half with this 3, but Detroit does hang on to the lead and the win, 71-67. Cook would finish with 17 and led JMU in scoring. Matt Brady talks about the close loss.
We certainly gave ourselves enough opportunities to be right there to win the game. But it was a learning experience. And we talked to the team and counseled the team about not thinking or expecting positive results without great play. And I think we learned a lesson that I think a few of our guys expected to win the game. And at this level, you can't expect anything other than to play hard. And if you don't do that, you're not going to win.
The JMU women were in action over the weekend as well. Sunday, they played Alcorn State. We start with the Dukes already up big. Destiny Jones in the lane. She'll get the hoop and the harm. And the Dukes up 17-7 early in the half. Jones playing in her 3rd game of the season. Later in the half, it's Precious Hall. She hits the 3. She would have 17 three-pointers up through the most recent 2 games. And JMU's up 23-7, led 54-16 at halftime. Smooth sailing the rest of the way. Kirby Burkholder, she adds points for good measure, and she had 11 on the night, and Nikki Newman would finish with 15 as well. Dukes win at 87-42 and are now 4-0. Head to play on the Gulf Coast Showcase over Thanksgiving against UCLA, Mississippi State, and Wright State. Coach Kenny Brooks says that there's a major advantage to heading south for the break.
The reason for us going down to Florida and playing in this tournament is because of quality opponents, neutral floor, and to try to mimic what will be the CAA championships.
And the Caps beat the Blackhawks yesterday 3-2. And finally, the Redskins play tonight against the 49ers. That game on Monday Night Football at 8:30 and is on ESPN. I'll have highlights of that game tonight at 11. See you then.